is Tamira Slade. I'm a music producer, graphic designer, singer, songwriter from Baltimore, Maryland. Basically, I want to say on both sides of my family, like, they're really big on music. Like, my grandfather on my mother's side, he was a singer. He ended up getting signed to a record label, so that's already been in my blood. My mother would sing around the house, you know. Then on my father's side, my grandfather was a DJ, so he was always having records in the house whenever he was there. So growing up, they both were like really big on music. You know, the whole CD case with I remember being a kid just flipping through all the CDs. They'd be like, you don't know nothing about that. You don't know nothing about that either. Like, you know what I'm saying? So they play a lot of Tupac, a lot of Mary J. Blige, and eventually they ended up starting their own record label called The Hill Records. And I don't really remember much from that time. It was very short-lived, but they had one artist that was doing really well, had a platinum song in Europe, so that inspired my brother, Sir Tizzy, to go and rap, you know what I mean? So from then on, I always just knew that music was something that I wanted to do, but just I didn't know how to be a part of it. So I want to say around 8 years old is when I wanted to start like making music, like starting to write songs and stuff like that. But this was like kind of before Nicki Minaj, so I didn't really think that like a woman could like be a rapper and as big as what I wanted to be. Like I didn't like my voice, you know what I mean? All these things. So I remember one day Nickelodeon used to do this dumbass shit called Worldwide Day of Play. I'm like, I'm not going outside. I'm not doing this shit. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna find something else on TV to watch. I end up looking at like the guide. It was like Jay-Z Fade to Black or something. I'm like, all right, I'll fuck with Jay-Z. Let me put on Jay-Z. So I turned it on. I'm like, I'm watching it. It's cool. It's like a documentary following his tour. And then there's this one scene where he's in the studio with Timbaland. It done went viral now. But Timbaland is playing him this beat. He playing Dirt Off Your Shoulder. He just like dun, 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 dun. They in the studio just jamming. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, this is how I could be a part of music. I never really thought about the beat. Like, I could make the beat. So from then on, I remember I was eating Ooze Noodles. Folded up the Ooze Noodles plate, put that in the trash can, went straight to the computer and just looked up Free Beat Maker. And from 8 years old on, I was just making beats, just fucking around with it, just on Soundation.com, then GarageBand when I can get on it, just anything I can get my hands on to make music. And then from 8 years old to 18, I still didn't take it serious though. That's the thing. Like I was just like, alright, this is just something cool that I can do. It's like a computer game. I'd be on DisneyChannel.com playing the little games on that little Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and shit. And then I go make some beats and I go back to like Nickelodeon and some shit. So it wasn't until I was 18 and my best friend John Makes Music, he was like, no, nigga, you can really do this shit. Because I was showing him beats I was making off my phone on GarageBand. He was like, no, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're really talented. Like, you not just normal nigga talented. Like, you're, like, you can actually go somewhere with this. Like, I ain't never heard anything like this. And you just starting this on your phone. So, Ja, he's one of the smartest people I know. Like, I look to him for a lot of guidance and a lot of advice, especially during those times. So, he's saying, he don't say that about anybody. He the biggest hater I know. So if he's saying that about me, saying that I could really be something, then I took it seriously. And from then on, I got my laptop, started getting my interface, and that was my first artist. Me and John Makes Music. We like, bro, we gonna take over the world. And then from then on, I just started expanding, getting better, started meeting different artists. I was on SoundCloud. I met Poet 22. Me and Ja would just go to a bunch of different music events and shaking hands, and that's how I met J1. That's how I met another producer, Shadow. Just over time, I just built this, what I like to call an empire. So, yeah.
Amen.
Yeah, shout out to my mother, Tamira Slade. You feel me? She definitely did her thing with that name. You feel me? But yeah, that's my government name. So government name was just, I was just on a run. Like, I'm a workaholic, so I just got a burst of energy at the end of last year. Like, fuck it, I'm gonna drop an album on these niggas. Like, fuck it. Like, I just remember as a kid, like, looking at producers, because I always loved music. Before I took, like, music serious, like, music was always something that I really, really love. Like, if I really love something, like, I want to know all about it. Like, that's with anything. I want to know how video games is made. I want to know how the music is made, how my food is made. You know what I'm saying? That's just the type of shit that I like to watch. So, I was always interested in, like, how producers made their beat tapes. I'm like, yo, that's hard. Just a tape full of beats. Like, that's just, even, like, the word beat tape just sound hard to me. I'm like, I don't know. So I'm like, it just dawned on me. I was like, I had a drink of coffee. And once I drank some coffee, I just felt like I could take over the world. I'm like, I can drop a beat. I'm just looking back at my Dropbox, all the beats. I'm like, hold up. I'm literally in a position where I always wanted to be. I could drop a beat tape on these niggas. Let's fuck these niggas' heads up. So I'm like, I compiled my favorite beats that at the time weren't used. Some of them have been used now that I put out the project. But some of my favorite beats, and I remember labeling them all out by the BPM and the key, trying to get the transitions right, and I uploaded it all right there. I think I was at work. So, yeah, just uploaded it all to DistroKid right then and there, made the cover art right then and there. Like, you know, I could really do something. So, I think I came up with the name, government name, because I know that my debut project, I want that to be Tamira Slade. So, I want this to be like the precursor to when I finally do a debut album. It's just what it feels like. Like, for example, 50 Cent Cake, it had like a sample of some kids playing. It just sounded like I'm at my grandmother's house. We going to the corner store, just getting a little tasty cake. That's just what it felt like. You know what I mean? Now, Brown Pussy Supremacy, that just gave me some 70s, you know what I'm saying? Like, just, you know, snorted a line of cocaine, you know. Yeah. Shorty got an afro. Brown Pussy Supremacy. Black Panther Party. It just gave me Black Panther Party vibes. That's what the beat gave me. So I named it Brown Pussy Supremacy. I wouldn't just, like, a normal nigga would probably just name it Black Panther Vibes. I'm not doing that. You know, let's take it a step further. So.
That's crazy.
But I get a kick out of that. And I think it's good for, also notice it's good for, like, branding as well. A lot of niggas send in beat packs. But if you get something that say Brown Pussy Supremacy, you gonna open that bitch. You know what I mean? You gonna like, what is this? And it really sound like Brown Pussy Supremacy. So, shout out to people with brown pussies.
I agree.
Sonny?
Yeah.
Fuck no.
Yeah. Come on, everybody clap it up in this hole. Let's go. That's right. I love that. Great answer. Number one answer.
The Chamber is a studio that I built with the help of my mother, my uncle, my now stepfather, Mr. Ted, John Makes Music, Poet 22, Son Kovu, and most importantly, Sir Tizzy. I remember we wanted to build something in the basement for the longest. Like, once I finally got my shit together, it was like, okay, I'm really gonna do this in 2018 with Ja. We were like, okay, let's build a studio. I'm like, well, my father got his old office in the basement. Let's build something there. So we started trying to build something. We still had all his old stuff there. It was a bunch of boxes, but I finally had my laptop. So I was like, all right, bet this is finally something. Like, I got videos of us making our first songs on like Apple headphones in the basement. Like, really just geeking. But it just flooded. One day I just came down there and it was water up to my ankles. I said, oh shit, all right, well, this is crazy. So, but the thing about it was, when I went into the basement, it was water everywhere, but it was like a line that stopped right around the music equipment. That, I'm like, this is God. I'm not questioning it. I'm like, let me get this shit up. Nope, this is my time. I'm not doing any other thinking. Nope. So I just, I walked up the steps, took all my equipment up, and then my mother was like, yeah, I don't know what you gonna do. You're gonna have to use your brother's old bedroom. So I'm like, all right, this is a major setback. This is not the aesthetic I wanted. So, but I made it what it was, you know. It was still shoes in the back room. It was still her mini closet / my brother's old bedroom. So he still had his old posters, but ended up clearing off a space on the TV stand and stuff like that. And we made it work with just the room. Sun Koval calls it the pink room, because all I had was, I didn't have the LED lights, I just had one little light bulb that wouldn't turn no other color, it was just pink. So he calls it the pink room. So that's where I recorded Chrysalis, funny enough. Ja's first album, a lot of Sun Koval's very first ever recordings. A lot of people came through there. Like that's really the start of the chamber. 2 years later, that brings us to 21. That's when we finally got the basement situated. That's like, okay, I think it's done flooding. I think we finally fixed the problem, got the sump pump all situated. Then my mother was like, look, I see what you're doing with the business, and I really believe in you. I want to invest in you. Gave me money just for sound panels. I'd like to soundproof the whole studio. She remembered a little bit of stuff from when she owned the label, so she was just giving me a bunch of advice on that. Mr. Ted came and hung them all up. My uncle came and did the measurements. My father, he pitched in, helped with the microphones and all type. The table that I used is actually his. So once we got that situated, the chamber was born, for real, for real. I wanted to name it Jungle Studios, but my brother was like, "No, that's a trash name." I wanted to make it look like a rainforest. I was gonna do a whole different theme. He was like, "Nah, that's just ash. You should call it the chamber. It's gonna be like the hyperbolic time chamber, like on some Dragon Ball Z shit." And I'm like, "Yo, that's hard." And then from then on, I'm like, "Fuck it, it's called the chamber. I ain't gonna go against Big Bro." So
that's fire.
Got you. So that song was made, I want to say, the winter of last year. Me and Poet was just in the chamber, smoking. I don't know what made us come up with it. I just remember this funky ass bass line. I threw some drums on it. It was just one of those, another night in the chamber, for real, for real. It wasn't, I didn't really know what we were doing until after we had already done it. But I just remember having this beat already made. She just started humming, "Fuck bitches, get money." And it was a joke at first. So I'm like, nah, nigga, you might want to lay that down. You might, that might have to really come out. She like, for real, he gonna think I'm somebody different. I'm like, cause you is somebody different. Like, you're like, he was like, oh, I don't want them to get the wrong impression. I'm like, they need the wrong impression. Fuck, like, you know. So we ended up making that, and I want to say that was a demo for long time. That was a demo for about a year. She didn't end up recording that until the beginning of this year, and then she recorded that not in the chamber, but she recorded in LA, and she sent it back in the group chat. We were like, oh my goodness, yeah, this gotta come out. We've been sitting on this for too long, sitting on it for way too long. We finally performed it in New York, and the crowd was crazy. We ended up getting our bottles confiscated. It was a crazy night. Just yeah, we was at SOBs. Yeah, we may not be able to go back there, but good for the memories. Good for the brand. Fuck bitches, get money.
That's so funny.
I think it stems from being a point guard. I played AAU from the time I was 7 all the way till I was 16. So that's just really ingrained in me. I call that like my form of the military, because like everything that I know about life and about teamwork and about how to carry yourself, how to talk to other people, it really always stems back to basketball. It stems back to being extremely disciplined, having to be 10 years old, waking up at 6 a.m. to go to this training camp, go to this combine here. We traveling to Ocean City to go do this tournament. And just being the nature of a point guard is to lead and to get the best out of your teammates. So that's always been ingrained in me, but it was always a battle, and I never understood why they kept putting me in this position, because I'm a shy person. I don't talk to people. I don't like niggas, never have. So I'm like, why do you keep putting me in charge of people? But I think it was just the anointing over my life, and I think that they saw something in me that I just didn't see. And from then on, I think that's just how I carried it into music. Like, I see something in somebody, I want to push them to the best of my ability. And being a producer, funny enough, is the same thing as being a point guard. You are the point guard in the session. You are controlling, okay, do this line better. Okay, even if you're not the engineer, but sometimes you are the engineer. It's like, okay, I'm going to make this executive decision. How about we take the auto-tune down to this level? How about we do this with this vocal? Let's change this beat. Let's bring this beat in. Stuff like that, like being able to guide the artist, because not all the time do they know what they want. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of times when I'm playing basketball, they know that they want the ball, but they don't know where it's best to, where they get their best shot off at. And it's like, no, you better on the wing. Let me give it to you there. You feel me? They don't really. Sometimes you need to guide them a little bit more. So I feel like that's where I get a lot of that, just from that constant repetition of being yelled at and cussed out playing AAU for years. So. Honestly, nowadays, it used to, when I first started, it was about talent. Nowadays, it's not about talent. I don't really care how talented you are. It literally has nothing to do with anything. It is the soft skills around that. How you walk into a room. Can you look somebody in the eye and shake their hand? You know what I mean? Like, that goes way further than if you can sing on key. Because a lot of niggas who can sing on key but are assholes and can't build relationships, can't build connections, cannot show up on time. Simple things. It's really those things that I look for in somebody that I want to really invest my time into. Well, my mother can sing. My brother also can sing as well. So by proxy and by listening to Ja all these years of him singing, his mother, her name is Aida, but she used to go by Baby. She was a singer in the 90s, so she's very meticulous about singers and, you know, who can sing, who can't sing. Oh, that was flat. Oh, that was, she too sharp right there. I don't know why she thought she could do that. Like, stuff like that. Like, super shady auntie business. But it really taught me about, like, vocals and what to listen for, and it really shaped my ear. So growing up, like, I didn't think I could sing, but, like, as I started making music and as I started writing with Ja, like, I started developing my voice and started getting more confident. So it's niggas are like, no, nigga, you can sing, and you mix, and you make the beats, and you already doing reference tracks for us anyway. A lot of the artists that I work with, I write songs for them as well. So you're like, nigga, you doing it already, you might as well just do it all the way. So I think it's just like, you know, a full circle moment of what happened with me and Ja in 2018, just a nigga saying, no, you can really do this, go, push, you know, and I think that's what's happening now. So now I'm just in the process of making my own EP right now, Saturn's Rings, that's coming out very soon. Don't have a date yet, but me and Suncover are putting that together right now, and it's looking really special. Gearing up for next year, Q1's coming up. Right now, Suncover will be dropping Twerking on the Spaceship EP. We're gonna be filming that, 2 weeks from now with Juba Production. So I'm excited about that. So probably gonna be promoting that heavy, getting people ready for his album coming out. Poet 22 is gonna go on a crazy single run, some shit you ain't never seen. You feel me? Like, we really gonna fuck y'all niggas up. Like, y'all really think y'all doing something. Burn your hard drives, for real. Anyway, shout out to Kendrick. So that's what we on. Getting J1's album prepared. His album will be coming out November as well. So everybody's really just in album mode, for real, for real. Each one of my artists, we feeling like we're on a really big high since the Chamber Chronicles Volume 2. It did really well, it sold out, so everybody's just really motivated and really inspired. So by next year, project after project after project. That's how I'm trying to come. As far as my project, I'm taking my time on it because I want to make sure, because I know it's going to be a lot of eyes when I do finally drop, like, oh, she doing music now. I want to make sure everything is good. So that'll probably be out. Let's give them spring. Let's give them spring.
Spring.
No, that's it.
Okay.
Tagline: I'm a nigga, make beats. Buy my beats. You can find me TamiraSlade.com, Instagram.com @Tamira Slade. My real name, government name. Go stream that. Remember to fuck bitches and get money. Go stream that by Poet 22 out on all platforms everywhere. And yeah, we on the lookout.
Yeah, yes. Congratulations. This is a great interview, y'all. Come on, try to clap it up.
Girl, you got it. Fuck bitches, get money. If you pressure, then flaunt it. Fuck that nigga, girl, you got it. Fuck that nigga, girl, you got it. See your hair lay. She the type to keep her wallet full and bills paid.